It's time for a beer!
Welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another beer review now, and we are heading off to Belgium again. And it's a beer that I looked at an awfully long time ago when I first started ordering off Belgium in a box. Didn't pick it up. I think I ordered twice off them. First time I didn't pick it up. Used to look a lot just thinking about ordering it. And when I did get round to ordering a second time, the beer was out of stock in the gift pack that it was in. And what we've got, and I'm not even sure what the brewery are called, but we've got a bottle of Barbar Blonde. It's coming in at 8% in a 330ml bottle. And I know the mother-in-law had one of these actually. I think when she went to the Czech Republic or somewhere. Anyway, she had all the proper glass and everything. I was dead jealous. But yeah, I finally got to pick it up. Nice label. There we go. There's the bottle cap. Don't know how much of it you can see. Now, the glass, I can't exactly remember what the glass was. Obviously, it had the branding on. But it was almost a mix between almost a dimple style one and one of these. So I'm going to go with this one for this beer. I know it's not necessarily the sort of thing you would associate with the blonde, but we're going to roll with it. Beer's been out the fridge for a couple of hours now, so it's probably got up to the sort of temperature you want. So let's get this cracked open and see what we get. I got it from Beer Merchants. Can't remember how much it was exactly. Probably around the £3 to £3.25 mark. So, like I say, let's get it cracked open, get it into a glass and see what we get. It's looking like a little bit of a lively one. So, am I going to do a Jonathan Brown pour or not? I will try and control it. So yeah, like I say, I've been after this for a while, and be good to finally try it. Ridiculous. So like I say, this was maybe £3, £3.25 for the bottle. I think at the time when I was doing sort of like I think when I was looking at this on Belgium in a box, pre-COVID and pre-Brexit, it was something stupid like about €13 for 4 bottles and a branded glass. So it was mental. Let's try to get a bit more in there. Leave a little bit in the glass, bottle, before we get it in the glass. So, beer in a glass, a good finger of compact white head, plenty of bubbles going up, as you can maybe see in the glass. Hopefully you can see that. It's that, I'm going to say almost typical. It is pretty much typical sort of blonde, Belgian blonde sort of looking beer. Slight haze to it, nothing major. So let's give it a swirl and see what we get. Not an awful lot, if I'm totally honest, not for me. A little bit yeasty, a little bit fruity, a little bit floral. But not picking a massive amount up in it. Maybe it's my glass, I don't know, but not picking an awful lot up in it. So no doubt that will probably change when I get the rest in, hopefully. But no, I mean, it's still not particularly hazy. So let's stop waffling in, dive in on the Barber Blonde 8%. Cheers. Got to be honest. Disappointing. Expected more. So 8%. I suppose depending on what you want from a beer is going to depend how you feel about this. For me, for an 8% blonde, I would expect something with a bit more weight in it, a bit heavier to drink. But again, like I say, if you don't want anything necessarily heavy to drink, this might be up your street. But for me, the body is a little bit light. Extremely gassy. That is Although, if I can get the glass up there, don't know how much of the bubbles you can see. Although it might not look very carbonated, it's definitely got a heavy carbonation or heavy feel of carbonation in the beer. If you can get past the bubbles and the roughness of the bubbles, it has got a smooth feel about it, but obviously you've got to put the bubbles to the back of your mind really to try and ignore it, to feel that smoothness underneath. Big hop presence in the taste. It's not got that massive sticky yeastiness that you maybe get with a lot of Belgian blondes. It is fruity. It's very hop forward, I would say. You do pick the hops up in this big time. But everything is muted. Maybe a little bit floral in the taste. I'm going to go more fruity. Quite big on the hops. But all those typical sort of blonde flavours that you'd expect, even maybe that stickiness, the candied fruit is very much muted down. I mean, it's by no means a bad beer. I mean, it's certainly a decent enough drop, but there's faults with it for me. And when you've had a lot of other Belgium stuff, this one for me doesn't quite live up to it. And I'm going to assume it's a Belgium. Yes, it is Belgium. I'm going to assume, I'm going to say, where am I going with this one? I've lost track of what I was saying. For a Belgian beer, although it's a decent beer, it has its faults, and it certainly doesn't live up to some of the other better blondes out there. Yeah, it's not overpowering in flavours. It's also not overpowering in the alcohol. So at 8%, I've got to say, at 8%, I've got to say that is a pleasant side to it. And like I say, you could look at it two different ways. Yeah, it maybe feels a little bit lighter in body, maybe feels a little bit muted in flavours. You don't necessarily... It's got a dangerous ABV for what you get from it. But some people might not want that heaviness of a blonde. They might not want that stickiness. They might not want that maybe sort of, you could say, overpowering sort of yeasty Belgium taste in the beer. They might not want the feel of the alcohol. So in them terms, this does a really good job for being lighter everywhere, you know, in the body, the taste and the feel of the alcohol. So you could almost say it's sessionable, but it could be a sort of sessionable beer that is going to make you end up feeling rather ill because you could drink a lot of it. But yeah, I like them a little bit heavier. I like them a little bit less carbonated. The drinkability of it is really good. I can't knock that. So yeah, I'm going to put it down to personal taste. This one for me isn't one of the best ones out there, but I could see a lot of people actually enjoying it. So Barbar Blonde, although not the best one, it still gets the thumbs up for me. It's still worth a try. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. I'm going to end it there. Leave you all in peace. Get back to Portugal and Uruguay. And I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.